Hello, Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome back in our next unit. And in this unit, we will going to discuss about monetary system. This is our unit number 6, and it has 5 subunits. Unit 6.1, we're going to discuss money functions and kind of money. So we will first discuss the money and its functions and kinds of money. And after that, in unit 6.2, we will going to discuss the distinguish between money from other assets. So how can you distinguish money with other assets? So is there any other kind of assets such as M1, M2? Although M3 and M4 are also there, which is broader money, but because this is an introductory course, so we're not going to go in depth. In unit 6.3, Federal Reserve System will going to be discussed, and this will create a different kind of ideology and thinking, and you will love this topic, Federal Reserve System, because this is something in the history which happened in 1913 after the Federal Reserve Act, which came in December. So let's move on to the next unit, which is 6.4, where we will going to discuss the money multiplier. So we combine this money multiplier unit 6.4 with unit 6.5 in our last video, where we were going to discuss tools of monetary policy. And here our unit number 6 we're going to end. So let's start our today's unit, that is money and functions and kinds of money. So first it started with the money. This is a fairly a descriptive chapter, but it contains some important material for understanding the world that we live in. Money is important for facilitating trade, and paper money has no intrinsic value. So when we talk about the definition of money, money is any object that is generally accepted as payment for goods and services and repayments of that in a given country. So when you're using something, some object in using for repayments for goods and services, when you're buying something and in exchange you're using that object is known as money, and for repayment of that also. The main functions of money can be distinguished as a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value. So there are three main functions of money, which we're going to discuss one by one. Number one is medium of exchange, items that buyers give to sellers when they want to purchase goods and services. So it means the item or the object which you are giving, that is money in terms of exchanging the goods. So you can see the goat is there. So if you wanted to buy the goat, and if you're giving the sheep against that, it means you are having a barter system against it. So this is not money. What is money? Money is an object which is going to be used in buying goods and services. So that is known as function of money, which is called medium of exchange. So the next one is unit of account, where the yardstick, it's a yardstick people use to post prices and record debts. Remember this, it's a unit which represent the object price, and you can evaluate it. You can have it on your screen that, for example, if you wanted to buy something, black for black forest cake or blueberry cheesecake, so the prices, you can see that is 75, 65. So you can make it in your dollars or in yuan. So currency doesn't matter, whatever is the currency, you will going to represent it. For example, here on your screen you can see the shirts, and you are coding it in a particular price or in a given price or by units. So that units is the yardstick you use to post prices for the goods and services you wanted to buy. So the money has a specific value mentioned on the paper note or a coin. Remember this. And it remains same. Whether the value of currency is going down and up, it's something different, but the nominal value or the face value, which is going to be the yardstick or the unit, will remain same. So 1,000 rupees note will remain same as 1,000 rupees. The next function is store of value, items that people can use to transfer purchasing power from the present to future. Remember this. So what we are talking about here, when you are talking about the function of money, which is a store of value, it means you're using money to transfer the purchasing power from present to future. What is mean by that? This, some highlight here. For example, you have an apple. If you convert this apple into coins or dollars, you can keep these dollars into your safe, into your wallet, and it will remain same. So you have stored this value, which is a perishable type of good, and you can store this value for a longer time period. So your purchasing power, or the transferring of purchasing power from present, this is your present, and it is shifted towards your future. So in future you can use this services. Now, the kinds of money, when we are talking about kinds of money, there are two kinds of money: commodity money and fiat money. First, we will going to discuss about commodity money, and then we will move towards the fiat money. Remember this, commodity money is money that takes the form of a commodity with intrinsic value. Remember this, it has intrinsic value. When you say intrinsic value, it means the money itself has its value. For example, you have an example of gold coins, silver coins, seashells. So on your screen, you have all these examples of gold, silver, seashells, tobacco, salt, tea. There are many other examples of commodity money also, which has been used. So this means that if you're talking about gold, gold itself has its own value. So it means you are using something which has value. It means it has an intrinsic value. So every item, whatever is representing here, has its own value as a commodity. So when you're exchanging goods and services against it, so you are using commodity money. While the fiat money is not having an intrinsic value, remember this. So fiat money is the money without intrinsic value. Remember this, without intrinsic value. It has no intrinsic value. It is just a paper. It is just a coin. But because of the government decree or government backing or government support, people has to accept this, like US dollar or Pakistan rupee. This is an example for it. On page number 12, 612, if you go on page number 612, remember this, sometimes pages may vary, one or two, just because of the different types of versions. But there is an article or simple case story with the name of "In the News, Why Gold." So you should read it when you go on the paper. So just use the book of MANKIW and read it. Why gold? This will more enhance your knowledge towards the commodity money and fiat money. So the fiat money is simply a currency or a coin which is backed by government, So that is known as government decrees against that. Remember this, it has no intrinsic value like gold. Okay, and everybody has to accept it. So we have covered the definition of money first, and then the functions of money, and in the last we were discussing about two kinds of money. Here our unit 6.1 has been finished, and we will see you in unit 6.2. Thank you very much.